Hi again, Jeff here from Oakbound Studio, and today we're going to be looking at the second book in the Factious Waste series. This is the Factions book, and this is going to be looking at how to create your posses of wasteland warriors to take on the tabletop here. Now this works in quite a different way to creating warbands for the woods, because in the woods you've got a myriad of different folkloric creatures with quite different physicalities, quite different characteristics. In this, everyone starts off as human, whether you've got humanoid aliens or whether you've got droids or whatever in your games. Everyone starts off with a basic human profile. The difference is what faction they belong to. So let's take a look at those. First up, we have got the trash runners. These are the typical leaders of posses in the Outworld environment, but not absolutely necessarily your leader. You can absolutely pick any of these factions to lead your posse and to make up your posses. The trash runners are kind of space cowboys, so we're thinking Han Solo, we're thinking Blade Runner, we're thinking Firefly, we're thinking all of those sort of spacey sci-fi outworld mercenaries. We're thinking Mad Max himself, all fit into the trash runner archetype. And so we've got neo-primitives, those who are kind of the tribes of Outworld. We've got the Reef Rat, who are your kind of pulp gangster types. We've got enforcers, who are your kind of RoboCop, Judge Dredd type characters. We've got artisan collectives, the people who make stuff in the Outworld. And we've got Luddites. These are your boiler-suited revolutionary anarchists. And using those archetypes, you can make up any kind of posse that you want to suit your miniatures collection. So you do that by picking your leader first of all, and then your leader's faction gives you a different breakdown of points to pick from the other factions. So for example, if you have a Gen Corps leader, it's reasonably cheap to buy further Gen Corps models, very expensive to buy Reef Rat models because of the animosity between them, and then dirt cheap to buy all of the other models. But if you are a neo-primitive or a Luddite or a Reef Rat leader, it's very expensive to buy Gen Corps models, because why would they listen to you? You're not anyone of any particular standing. As I said, the baseline here is trash runners, so the assumption is that your leader is going to be a trash runner because the trash run is the focus of the game, but it's absolutely not a given. You can play any leader you like, you can style your warband after whatever fashion suits you, suits the game you want to play, suits the miniatures that you have in your collection. Once you've chosen your leader, then you recruit your deputies from those given types. That will give you two pools. It will give you a training pool and it will give you a tech pool. So each character that you recruit adds a certain amount to your training pool and a certain amount to your tech pool. So for example, a Trash Runner adds 3 to your training and 7 to your tech pool. Neo-primitives only add 2 to your tech pool. They're not particularly techy, but they add 4 to your training pool. If you go for a Gen Corps Enforcer, they add 15 to your tech pool. They're very techy, and 3 to your training pool, which is why they're so expensive for everyone else to buy. If you add an Artisan, 7 tech, 2 training. And if you add a Luddite, they give you 0 training and 2 tech. So added together, that will give you a pool of training points and a pool of tech points. And now you can spend your training points on buying skills and stat increases for your models, and you can spend your tech points on buying equipment for your models. There are limitations to what equipment that you can buy. Each of the starting lists here has a list of general and specialist equipment. These are things that you can give them by spending your tech points, and it's not just the tech points of that model that you can spend to buy them equipment. You put all of the tech and all of the training into central pools, and you can split that any way you like between your models. So you can have one guy who's really tooled up and the next model with nothing at all, or you can spread everything evenly. Now, I'm going to say a word on Gen Core Enforcers here, because I mentioned they have 15 tech, and that is a lot. And you might be thinking, oh, maybe if I buy 5 Gen Core Enforcers, that gives me an awful lot of tech. Yes, it does, but the reason that Gen Core Enforcers are better than other model types is based on their suits. Okay, they have these very high-tech suits with lots of suit systems in them, which let them pump various stats or generate defensive shields or energize weapons, all kinds of complicated things, and they are expensive. So if you're buying Gen Core Enforcers but you're not buying them their specialist suits, yes, okay, you're getting a lot of tech, but you're really not getting the best out of your enforcers. So anyway, once you have spent your tech points and you have spent your training points on skills and stat increases, then you are able to pick 2 awarenesses. And awarenesses are kind of roleplay elements. They are things that a character might know. So you can pick 2 of those, and you can give them to 1 or 2 models in your posse, as in 1 or 2 models in your posse can have, 2 models in your posse can have an awareness each, or 1 model can have 2 awarenesses. Not each model can have 1 or 2 awarenesses, that would be a lot. And they will give you bonuses and benefits in playing games on the tabletop to your stats or to your actions, based on how familiar you are with the environment in which you are operating. For example, if you have a mechanisms awareness and you're trying to operate a piece of machinery, you will get a bonus to your ability to operate that piece of machinery based on your awareness. And that is really all there is to it. But there is a big list of skills here. There are some specialist skills that are available only to faction types, and there are some general skills, and then there are warrior skills and driver skills that are follow-ons for initial skills in the skills lists, and that you do extra bits and pieces. So it really is that simple. Pick the leader you like the look of, pick some models you like the look of to be their posse, and then spend your training and your tech points on buying the skills and equipment that you think are going to give them the characteristics that you want your warband to have. So it's very flexible. Next week we're going to be looking at the way that this works in a campaign. We're going to be looking at narrative and regional campaigning, and then we're going to be looking at vehicles, because I said we would. Join me next time.